Hello there, and welcome to this fifth video of Civilization, where I'm taking Rome versus other ancient civilizations in this playthrough, where I'll be trying to keep it from our perspective, but also try and play as the Roman, and lastly, my own style of gameplay and thoughts on it. So we'll go in, and then we'll put the music on. So as we can see, our last bit we just found Atrium, which is near the volcano Vesuvii. We have building our kind of population around our many centers. We have future planning. We have Egypt to the left, Persia to the south, India to the east, and Alexander to the north. And I'm fearing that there might be a war with Alexander. We're scouting around. We found Egypt down here. The Maoris or the Polynesians are down here, and we've got a scout just scouting this middle territory out. And everyone seems to be relatively friendly except for the Maoris, because we keep chopping down trees to boost our city's production. And Alexander, most likely because we're right by his borders, and he's probably not a fan of that. So we'll end our next turn and move on to the next one. So Jabakuta loves a good navy, even though he shares a border with us, but good navy, good military. So we'll keep boosting our military, and we're slowly working towards... have we already got it? Oops. So as you can see here on our scientific, we're not doing that well scientifically. The Maoris are ahead by like miles, but we've got our iron working, so we're slowly building towards our legion. Which is being built in Melianum, because we've got our bronze iron working here, so that's producing some much needed iron for us. So we're just fortifying this bit here with some of our troops, so when Alexander comes this way or that way, we can move our troops accordingly. But we want to boost Antium's production, so it's just built a mine in the plains next to this small little desert that's part of the Anacora desert. We'll leave our archer unit there, or can we at this point? Maybe we can make an army of our archers, which is quite nice. We've got some corps of warriors sitting around, and we've got some warriors down here, so we'll let them keep going, but we'll boost our farming production here at Kumai along these river plains with the River Tiber, the Anora River, as well as the Unamayazaki River. So we've still got this scouting around, so we want to kind of can't go through Fe yet, which is a bit disappointing, but we could scout a bit around Pella and up here. We'll jump over this river, over the Yamahori River, and scout this territory here.
Τίνι τρόπο αοξέσεις τεν σεναρκέν, Ιού του λαού χένε καμάκεσαι.
So you can see Alexander doesn't like us because we're not going to war with anyone, which is quite interesting. Persia's quite happy because we're friends with everyone. We've got delegates in most civilizations.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
So this will hopefully boost our culture, which will be nice if we start building our culture plaza. So I think we'll go for theology because it's the quickest one to go for. Antium, what should we build here with you? Let's see if we have no money, so what we can do is I'm going to build an entertainment theatre plaza and just put it there. So we can get some boost from there, and we'll do some stuff on our dates over here. Our farming. We'll move our mighty archer army to here. Our scouts will found some vineyards, as well as another floodplain here. Zanzibar is still under attack. No, we're not giving our iron to the Maori. Iron is important to us because we can build our... Interesting enough, Stonehenge has just been built by an unmet player. So they're probably on another continent. We have the religion of Num, which is in Egypt. We have the Greek pantheon, which I'm guessing would be in Sparta. The Maoris have their own religion. Aztecs, their religions. This would be Nubia Peshite, which is the ancient Egyptian kind of religion of the pharaohs. Num, I'm not entirely sure. Then we've got Eastern Orthodox, which I'm not entirely sure who that is. Legalism will probably be China. So it's interesting there. So now we can do, so I'm going to build our arena because we want to have this Colosseum for us. But what should we do with the next governor? So, interesting where to go for the next governor. I think I'm going to go with Melianum, and I'm going to stick... Oops. So we need to go to governor, and I'm going to pick Victor, the Castilian. Melianum, because I'm predicting this is where a war is going to happen, but also it can help with military and defensive production and causes. So we'll keep farming, trying to give as much farm. We've now got feudalism, which should help, well, a boost towards feudalism, which is about boosting our builders to have more working times, essentially. Which I guess is what feudalism was about, basically forcing the peasantry, which are essentially indentured servitude that live on your land, to work for free. But we haven't quite got to the medieval era, we're still in...
One man's magic is another man's engineering.
So now we want to have Machu Picchu, so unfortunately we're going to cancel that and we're going to go straight for building Machu Picchu. And fingers crossed we get Machu Picchu. I think next we'll go for horse riding and then get our unique unit. So our scout is still scouting around here, which is quite nice. Our other scout's going to scout up this way. We're first going to have our legion. It's going to be built in Melianum, which will be fantastic, and we're going to just keep trying to build legions, but we have to give it time. So there's our fantastic legion. So Melianum, it's going to be building legion, archer, legion, archer, legion, archer, and maybe an Onaga will switch with the archer here, and I think that'll be suited for us. So that's come on our timeline, is now we've created our unique unit, as well as we're using the iron to create the unique unit. So it's the first time iron has been used. Unfortunately, we have not enough money to boost it. Other causes, but it's fine. We need quite a bit of money, or we can use, when we go to the civics policies, the government policies, we can in the later term, which is, it comes up, which is about, it reduces the cost of upgrading units, so like a professional army, I believe is the case.
Eu mei em rimat shautiu em paiter. Ente kiswa en yimiu yem.
So she's happy that we've got a strong army. So I'm kind of waiting to see if Alexander's going to be brave enough to come at her.
We can no more have exact religious thinking without theology than
So, does any of these help us? Not really, not so far, so we'll just let that be. So let's go for feudalism next. And we'll create our bath. Where's the people with our bath? We'll put our bath here so we don't destroy some of the farmland. And bath is a unique unit thing for us. We'll go for amphi, which would be great because now they're on our side and we had now got the historic timeline to let us know that we've got that, which is great. We've also discovered a tribal village, so I'm going to move this scout towards this way. And because they're friendly with us, we can just move in their territory, or otherwise supervisor. And as I just said in the last video, I did think Egypt would come up here and claim, well, they'll claim this bit. So we're going to be using this kind of like little mountain kind of range here to block us. It might be a different continent as well. Yeah, so they're going to be sitting on Pangaea, while we're just going to be dominating South America and a bit on Terras Australis, because this mountain range kind of blocks us in. So we're on a very small continent map, and I think that will suit us for us. So we built our legion. He can just sit there pretty on top of the hill. You will go this way. Let's get a bit more of this territory. Nice little forest there. So it's a little bit slow progress sometimes, but as they say, an empire wasn't built in a day, or Rome wasn't built in a day. As we can see now, we're doing our advanced planning is quite well. So we've got our government plaza. So everyone in 9 districts is loyal to Rome, which kind of is the case. You know, the cities closest to the capital tends to have better allegiance, and the further out they are, the less, I'm not going to say volatile, but more likely they are to rebel. So we're now building our bathhouse here. Basically an aqueduct, but on this game, interesting, they call it a bath for Roman, as in reference to the Roman baths. So our scout is, so what we can do is we can enable our scout to do our scouting for us, which I think would be quite useful here, because he'll start to scout here. He might go down southwards, or he might go up into India's lands. That would be, that's fine and dandy for me. But what we can do is move our scout here, archer here, and we can make another court here. So we're slowly building Machu Picchu. It would be quite nice if we had a builder here, so we can start harvesting these trees for us. And Cyrus has created the Apadama, which is kind of true. That's Apadama is the palace at Persepolis, which is Persian Empire home, which makes sense actually.
A man on a horse is spiritually as well as physically bigger.
So we now can create our horse unit. So what we're going to do is go to Melianum, and then maybe switch that one. We'll put our horse unit in, and we'll switch with the Legionnaire. We'll do this, and we'll switch that around, so we can have all our unique units built very quickly. So we'll create our corps here. So get even stronger unique units. We'll go for currency because we want to start trading, and even though it's a little bit early, in the next 100 years, around 600 to 500 BC is when we start seeing coins start to be used. Normally before, economies were ran on a bartering system. You pay, you do this for this, or I'll have that chicken for this hay, etc, etc, and that's how taxes are also run. So it was more to do with tax on land and products rather than coins. So we don't want to do this, so we're going to go refuse the deal, because we want to keep our strategic resources for us. Because as I said, this is I've now managed to fix the bug, or the problem where we had a lack of luxury strategic resources. There's a mod that I have playing on this, which is that has a luxury resource variety, but it boosts luxury resources, so it outweighs strategic resources. So I took that out on another gameplay, and I was able to work it through. So now we have recruit Boudica, interesting enough, which I find quite ironic, but we'll have it even more ironic because we'll have her commanding the legion. So Boudica, even though in this case she's dressed as a Roman general, a male Roman general, Boudica is famous for rebelling against the Roman states in AD many years ago, during when the Romans conquered Britain and then held Britain, and then when her husband died, he split half of the state to her and half to Rome because he was an ally of Rome. But Rome decided to take all of it, and she started a huge rebellion towards that. So I could have a religion if I could push for a religion, but I think religion in this game is quite tedious and it's quite not. It's just difficult because you have to keep boosting your religion. You're fighting other religions to keep religion, and that adds an extra gameplay. While Rome had a religion and had its main gods, but actually it dedicated a lot of itself to incorporating other cultures' gods with them. And I think I would like to stick with that. So now we've got our corps of legion here, led by the famous general Boudica. Boudica's trait on this bit is she goes near barbarians, she can recruit the barbarians for our cause, but I think it's better to have her as a general. So as a general, she'll boost the military of this unit, so they're more likely to win their battles. So we're building Machu Picchu. Let's get rid of the marker in 8 turns, and we're building a builder here.
Wealth
so
consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants.
So we'll start building our banking sectors, our economic plazas, because we want to have that rich money coming in. And we'll go for apprenticeships so we can build these industrial zones so they can, as you can see here, add so much more production to our cities. So here, what should we build first? Because we haven't got really much money, we want to have more money. What we'll do is we're going to destroy this plains here. Sorry for the forests. And we'll build our economic plaza as Rome would do. They would clear forests, they would clear trees to build for their own land. This is the period where they would shape their own landscape and destiny. So this war with Alexander is interesting enough. I don't think it's going to happen, but what we can do is we can start conquering against him, because I believe he has...
I sprang upon the swift ship in the form of a dolphin. Pray to me as Apollo Delphinius. Also the altar itself shall be called Delphinius and overlooked forever.
So this is a reference in with the Oracle of Delphi, although actually the actual main top building is not of the Oracle itself, it's of the Temple of Athena just next to Delphi. Delphi has a much bigger normal style building for where she does her incantation. So we're going to put our bathhouse here. The reason why here towards the mountain rather than towards the river is it will boost our science capability because there's 2 districts working together. And we'll also create a bath here. We'll put it over here. That's quite nice. So I have our bath. So we're starting to get even more water, fresh water coming in, because water is important. You know, humans can survive without food for 2 weeks, but we cannot survive without water for 3 days. So water is important, and that's actually, you see with a lot of Roman infrastructure, the main things were not only just roads, which were built by our legions and engineers, but the aqueducts, our water.
In democracy, it's your vote that counts. In feudalism, it's your count that votes.
I would say that's kind of true. So what we want to do, so we need to change our military. So we want to boost our building our military units, but what we can do is get rid of urban planning. What we're going to do is go for serfdom. So which is quite handy because next turn these serfs, not only will they get the extra bit for the pyramid, but they'll get an extra 2 builds for being at work for this. So we'll go for recorded history after this. So we do want to build a science campus, but well, another one. I would kind of like to build it in Rome and build the Great Library, even though it should be in Alexandria, which is over here, ironically enough. Although the Oracle should be in Delphi, which might be part of Sparta or Athens, depends on which way Athens is built more. I think it's towards in the Spartan civilization, because they're both the same civilization, they're both part of Greece, the cities are split between them. So instead of like Rome, which can have every Roman city, Greece, Athens and Sparta, when playing together, have to compete with the same city names in a sense. So we'll move our scout here because we want our scout to come in through Emphi's territory. No, why would we trade to someone who doesn't like us? So as I said, we'll go back to Alexander, and he has no grievances towards us, which is kind of pooey. Because we want to declare a war, but we want to be... Rome always tries to go for... They want to have that casus belli, they want to have that reason why people should go to war. And I've just realised that I've moved my builder down here to use these rice instead of start coming over here. So we'll build our science campus, we'll buy one here, because then we can start to utilise these flat planes, because the Great Library needs to be next to a campus that has planes. So we'll pop it there. And we can get also some more science. As you can see on our tech tree, we're quite far behind Coupe and our culture. We're doing fairly well with our culture. Trying to hit that. I'm not quite sure how, but that's good. But we want to boost that science. You know, Rome wants to be that scientific, wants to utilise everything. So I'm going to end this turn for this week, and hopefully you'll catch me on the next one.